Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Salvatore. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to feel a lot better and be a lot smarter after today's show. Up front, my next guest believes that within the next decade, we'll be seeing a breast cancer vaccine. But until then, she recommends a number of ways to prevent breast cancer. Joining me now is plastic and reconstructive surgeon Dr. Christine Horner. Good to see you, Dr. Horner.
Hi, nice to meet you.
All right, so this is something that's new to me. I didn't actually hear this before. Interesting numbers. 40% of women and 62% of men test positive for a breast cancer virus.
Yes.
What is that? This is news to me.
Yeah. You know what? It was actually first discovered in the 1930s, but then nothing really happened with it. And so then there's been a resurgence as far as looking at this breast cancer virus. And they did a study here in New York City where they found that 42% of the specimens that they checked that had breast cancer had presence of this virus, and even a higher percentage, over 60% for the men. So interestingly, they found this virus associated with mice. So there's a mouse mammary tumor virus, and in areas where it's endemic, they have very high incidences of breast cancer there. So this is kind of like East Africa and the Middle East. And so it depends on the incidence of it being in the mice, believe it or not. And it's a very similar, virus that occurs in human beings. So like in the UK and in Sweden, the incidence is 0. And in other areas like more aggressive cancers like inflammatory carcinoma, it's even higher. So they are working on vaccines, right now towards specifically that particular virus, because they're thinking, okay, just like cervical cancer, maybe we can knock out 40% or 50% or something like that. But the Cleveland Clinic is actually working on a vaccine that's targeting a protein that's found in most breast cancers. And so they're a little bit further along on their research, and they're actually starting clinical trials in about 2 years. But it still could be about 10 years before we have a vaccine.
But very exciting and very interesting. So who's at risk then? People that are exposed, like we were talking about different areas where there are more of these mice, is that what it is?
Correct. And then the other interesting thing that they found is that, kind of like the cervical cancer virus, the HPV virus, if you are healthy and your immune system is strong, you don't get that virus.
So you're a big proponent of natural remedies, natural ways that you can help prevent breast cancer. And one of the things you talk about is getting rid of toxins in the body, which we hear so much about. Talk about that for me.
Sure. So one of the things that we've discovered is that a variety of different toxins, specifically ones that can damage our endocrine system and so forth, or mimic the estrogen molecule, are things that can dramatically increase the risk of not only breast cancer, but a variety of other cancers, prostate cancer, colon cancer, and ill health in general. And years and years and years ago, of course, we didn't have these chemicals.
Right, exactly.
But what's interesting is in the Ayurveda, which is the traditional system of medicine from India, Deepak Chopra, talks about it. They had a detoxification procedure called Panchakarma, which means 5 actions. That's right.
Okay, and you outline a lot of this in your book, Waking the Warrior Goddess. I love the title. It grabs your attention. One of the things you love is mushrooms.
Yes.
Big fan of I love mushrooms, so I'm right with you. But there are medicinal reasons why you like mushrooms.
Yes, they have many different properties to them that are helpful for our health. But one of the main things is that they help to support our immune system. So our immune system has all these different cells that are looking around for foreign invaders and cancer cells. And if our immune system is healthy, then it can take care of it. But if it gets slugged, which happens from stress, poor sleep, toxins, eating sugar is a big thing too, then these cancer cells can start to grow and our immune system doesn't see it. So in Japan, there's a particular supplement called AHCC.
Right, which we have an example
is right
of
here.
Okay.
Yeah, so AHCC is a particular formula that they've created out of a variety of different medicinal mushrooms. And the way that they've made it, it accumulates into our body or absorbs into our body much more readily than other types of mushrooms that have bigger molecules in them. And AHCC is actually prescribed in hospitals in Japan for cancer patients because they found that it helps with the survival statistics so much. And so it's the second most common complementary and alternative medicine technique in Japan is AHCC, and it helps to lower the risk of all sorts of different kinds of cancers. Again, AHCC helps with survival statistics, and it takes away many of the side effects from chemotherapy. So it's a really simple way to keep your immune system
And you
strong.
have some other things here. What is these other things?
So flax seeds. So flax seeds are considered the #1 anti-cancer food when it comes to breast cancer because it inhibits every single step of the estrogen pathway. Big research out of Canada as far as shrinking tumors. Turmeric, which is the anti-cancer spice, the #1 anti-cancer spice, inhibits 17 different kinds of cancers. Broccoli, you hear eat your broccoli,
Right.
and it's true.
It's
so
true.
cruciferous vegetables have tremendous anti-cancer properties to them, and if you could include one in your diet every day, that would be great. And then finally, vitamin D3. There's been numerous studies showing that vitamin D is absolutely essential for our health. It stimulates hundreds of different kinds of genes. And people who take it on a regular basis as a supplement have half the incidence of breast, prostate, and colon cancer.
Dr. Christine Horner, thanks so much.
Oh,
Some really
you're
great
welcome.
information. I
You're
love that you the whole package, right? Everything
Yeah.
from prevention to surgeon and how to donate the right way. Thanks so much for coming.
Oh,
in.
you're welcome.